Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And let's come to Tadasana, standing position at the front of our mats. You're going to start with your feet hip distance apart. Lift your toes, spread your toes down to the mat, roll onto your toes. Bring your heels down to the mat. Push both sides of the feet into the mat. Engage your legs, engage your core. Roll your shoulders onto your back, extend your fingertips down. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands into your heart, close your eyes, and we're going to take 1 minute to center ourselves. On your next inhale, gently open your eyes. Shift your weight into your right leg. Really feel your right foot grounding into the mat. Bend in your left knee. Bring your left foot into your right thigh. Core is engaged. Right hip stays in line with your right foot. Hands into your heart. Fixing your gaze on one spot, go ahead and inhale, bringing your arms overhead, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Gently lower your left foot down. Spread your left toes, root into the ground by pressing both sides of the feet into the mat. Bend in your right knee. Bring your right foot into your left thigh. Hands into your heart. Engage your core. Roll your shoulders onto your back. On your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, lengthen through your spine. Find one spot to fix your gaze. Exhale, lower your hands into your heart. Drop your right foot down. And then take your feet as wide as the mat. So here, if you would like to go to the wall, you can go ahead and go to the wall for alignment. You don't have to, but that's an option. So if you're against the wall, you're going to go ahead and have your heels pressing against the wall. We're going to start on the right side. So let's point to our right toes forward. Back of your right foot is pressing against the wall. Left hip, left shoulder stay against the wall. Arms reach out. Right hand reaches forward. Right hand comes to your right leg. Left arm reaches up. And keep twisting open. Left fingertips press together. And then inhale, lengthen through your left hand. Slow, steady, even breaths here. On your next inhale, bring your chest up. Point your right toes forward. Left toes point to the front of the mat. Arms reach out and reach your left hand forward. Come into triangle pose on the left side. Keep reaching up through that left hand and maintaining your slow, steady, even breath. Right shoulder, right hip press against the wall. Inhale. Go ahead and bring your chest up, and then you can come back to your mat. So let's go ahead and go into a lunge. So take your feet about hip distance apart. Hands can come to your hips. Let's step that right foot back. Heel can be lifted if you have pretty tight legs, or you can try and drop that right heel down. You want to get close to a 90-degree angle on your front left knee. Right hip is pointing forward, Inhale, arms reach overhead, palms pressed together, arms reaching up. Inhale. Go ahead and lower your hands to your heart. Take your back foot one step in. Keep pushing that right hip forward. This time, hands come behind your back in prayer pose. Palms pressed together. And then exhale, lean your chest over your left leg while still pushing that right hip down. Inhale, bring your chest up. Let's open our arms out, taking our back foot back. Deep bend in that front right knee. We're coming into warrior two. So you're trying to get that front knee at a 90-degree angle. Make sure that left knee is pushing back, right hip is pushing back. Let's bring the awareness to the center of our body. So you don't want your ribs popping out here. Ribs are tucking in, core is engaged, tailbone is tucked, arms are reaching out, shoulders fall away from your ears. Look at that front left knee. Make sure it hasn't fallen in. Keep pushing it back, maintaining alignment here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Keep that deep bend in your left knee. Right arm reaches up. Slow, steady, even breath. Exhale, bring your right hand down. You can walk your hands back to center, point your left toes forward. Exhale, fold your chest down. Inhale, bring your chest up. Let's take both feet to meet at the front of the mat, back into our Tadasana standing pose. Hands come into your heart. We're going to take a minute to center ourselves before we move on to the opposite side. On your next inhale, let's reach that left foot back. Heel can be up or down, but your left hip is pointing forward. Deep bend in your right knee. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands into your heart. Take that back foot one step in. Make sure that your feet are still about hip distance apart. Hands come into prayer pose behind your back. Exhale, fall over that right leg. Pressing those palms together. Inhale, bring your chest up. Let's go ahead and release our palms, reaching that back left foot a little further back, walking your right foot to the center. We're coming into warrior two on the opposite side. Core is engaged, shoulders fall away from your ears. Make sure that back left hand doesn't fall down. Exhale, bring your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Left arm reaches up. Try not to collapse here. Try to keep reaching up through those left fingertips. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Lift your left heel up. Lower your left knee down. Take your right knee back to your left. Sit back on your heels. Come into a seated position on the mat, probably in the center of your mat. We're going into shoulder stand. So on your next inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, roll onto your back. Make sure that your spine is aligned here. So from your tailbone to where your neck meets your skull, you're pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up, toes point to the ceiling. Press your elbows into the mat to catch your hips, and then walk your hands towards your shoulders. Engage in your core, toes point to the ceiling. Exhale, start to lower your toes behind your head. They don't have to touch the ground. Your hands can grab your hips, or you can interlace your fingers, whichever feels right. Slow, steady, even breaths. Inhale, start to bring your knees into your chest, gently lowering your hips to the mat. Legs can reach long, or bottoms of the feet can come together. Arms can rest by your side or on your chest. We're coming into Shavasana. First, take a minute to go ahead and scan your body. Notice the areas that feel tight. Try to bring some relaxation into those spaces. Inhale, fill up your stomach, fill up your chest completely, all the way. And then exhale with control. Gently release your breath. Inhale, start to move your fingers and toes. Maybe take one last stretch. And then come into a seated position.